Hey beautiful souls, it's your friend welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic today. Today is Friday. I don't know the actual number, 26th, Friday the 26th. We'll go with that. Today I am bringing you guys my apartment horror story, my apartment from hell story time. I've never done a story time on here, but like in real life, I'd just be like telling my stories of my life, like, you know, so I'm excited for this one. I wrote down some notes, so if you guys see me glancing down, that's why. So a little backstory. This is the apartment that I had a few videos in. I only had like 4 videos when I lived there because it wasn't very aesthetic. It was home, it was my own, but it wasn't like the homey vibe, if you know what I mean. Like, it was really small, you know, it just wasn't the vibe. I mean, I enjoyed filming there, but I enjoy filming here much more. I'm more home and in my element type thing, you know? But that's the apartment I moved to. I lived at the house, that me and my kids' dad lived in, and then I moved in with a friend for a little bit, and then I saved up and moved into this apartment. Definitely was a humbling experience. Definitely makes me a lot more grateful for where I'm living now, 100%. Basically, like, the landlord who owned this property was like a well-known like slumlord in the town that I live in. The rent was cheap, but it was a studio, but it had like, so you'd walk in and it was the kitchen and there was enough room for a full-size table. So like the kitchen was like its own thing, and then the bathroom was like very skinny and narrow, and it didn't have a lock on it. And if I wanted to get away from my kids, I literally couldn't, because sometimes you just want to poop in peace, right or wrong. But then we had like this really big room, literally the size of my living room. Right now it was like the living room, bedroom, like the entire area. So it was like really small, and like I didn't really enjoy like bringing people over. I did still, but I didn't really enjoy that because I just felt like not at my fullest potential. Like, it just wasn't the vibe for me. But I obviously knew that I wanted better for myself, and it was just like a transitional, like I was not even there a full year. So my apartment was broken into, and my TV was stolen 2 days before Thanksgiving. Yeah. Mind you, that TV was less than a year old, brand new. A nice smart TV. Really sad. Walls were really thin. That's like a whole nother thing. You could hear everything. I could hear the girl that lived below me. I literally heard her crying all the time, and it made me so sad. It's like, I can't just walk up to her apartment and like be like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, it would have been a nice thing to do, I guess, but like I just like couldn't. Cops were always showing up. At the apartment all the time, and they would like knock on my door, and I'm like, okay, like what's going on, you know? And they were always asking for like someone else, and I was like, I don't know, like that's not me. It's just me and my kids here. Like, my neighbor that lived above me, she had some sort of personality disorder, and like, oh, she would have like really bad like episodes, like really bad, that I would hear. But you know, you can't control that sort of thing, but it was like kind of intense. Like, it got really intense. My Amazon packages being stolen. This one made me really mad. Because I ordered an entire outfit, sunglasses, a jumpsuit, and some necklaces from Amazon to go to the Accession concert. And literally, like, my package was gone. Like, I had it sent to my friend's house, and she dropped it off in my mailbox. Literally sat in my mailbox for 30 minutes. That's it. 30 freaking minutes. And it was gone. Yeah, my entire order was gone. And then one of the other neighbors ended up bringing back just the jumpsuit. And she's like, yeah, I told, like, so-and-so that I would call the cops if you messed with your stuff again, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. So my boyfriend literally said, send me the link to everything you bought, and literally like rebought my entire order. So I have 2 of those jumpsuits. But having neighbors that just steal your shit, like, I moved back to this town because I thought it was gonna be safe for my kids as a single mom at the time, you know? So it was like, I don't know, just like wild. I was like, dang, like, What the hell? I got hate notes from my neighbors. Hate notes, like literally. So listen, buckle up. I was really depressed for like a while. Like I got really, really, really bad. And I didn't feel like taking my trash out, but I had a tiny apartment. I didn't want the dirty diapers to just sit there. I put it outside of my door for 2 days. And I know I probably shouldn't, but I did. That's what happened. And I got hate notes from 2 of my neighbors. And one of them, and this was when I was in my like toxic era or whatever, and literally one of the girls like, I wish I would have kept the notes. I was so sad. Like I ripped them up. I was so upset. So I don't have them. I wish I did, so I could like read them. Like there was 3 of them, and one of them was from like a whole different thing. I don't even know. But yeah, wrote me a hate note, like saying with all the guys that you bring over, someone should be able to take out your trash. I was like, oh, literally just busting me out like that. Are you serious? Are you serious? And no, I never brought any like random people around my children. The only man I have brought around my kids is my current boyfriend. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of letting random men around my kid. Never was my thing. But yeah, they left me hate notes. That sucked. Someone was like, you're not at mommy and daddy's anymore, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bitch, I'm depressed. Fuck you mean? Like, what? Like, let me live it. 2 days? Like, mind your damn business. Mind your business. Mind your business. The people there were kind of like super grimy. I did not feel like I belonged there. I'm not trying to come off like better than anybody, but it just, the experience humbled me. And then I ended up being around people who like steal shit and like, I don't know. I was told to make sure I always lock my car because there was somebody there that would like do that, and whew, it's like making me like kind of mad thinking about it, but it's fine. It's in the past. I'm not gonna be angry about it, whatever. So at this point I was working at a Mexican restaurant, right? Cinco de Mayo. Remember this clear as day. I got off of work. I walk in my door and there's a note slid under my door that was saying, oh, I don't even know if I have this one either. Dang, I should have kept all of these and like so you guys could see them because it's like ridiculous. And it was basically saying like he sold the entire like property, the entire apartment complex, and that we had 20 days to get out. Mind you, it was the 5th, so I just paid my rent. What the fuck? Like, so yeah, there was a note slid under my door saying we had 20 minutes to leave, and if 20 days to leave, and that we'd get our deposit back, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm like looking for an apartment while like very like recent at that time, me and my boyfriend have decided like, hey, we're gonna move in together because he was planning on moving out this way to like the St. Louis area. But I was like, what if we just move in together? Like, you're moving 5 hours away from your city, like let's just get a place together. And it was like, okay, cool, we're doing it. So I'm like, yo, like I gotta get a place like right now. And he wasn't planning on coming for another like month and a half. So like, okay, like I'm just gonna have to move and you'll just have to come here whenever you're moving out here, you know? So it ended up being a good thing because me and my kids were able to like just get situated like into a new place. Like my youngest, Caspian, literally if they were in their bedroom and I was in the living room, he would just cry. He did not want to be in any other rooms by himself because our last place was so small. He wasn't like used to all the space, but now they love it and they have so much room to just run around and so much room for their toys. And then they've done really good adjusting to having Tristan here. They all love each other and we're just like a happy family and it makes me really happy. But back on track. So yeah, I was like struggling for a minute because I'm like, oh my God. So I called the place where I live now. I called a number that I found online for their office or whatever. I was explaining like, hey, like I have to leave like right now. Like I need an apartment like yesterday. Like what can we do? And she was like, okay, like you can come look at it next week, or like it was like a couple days or something like that. So I looked at it and yeah, she's like, if you want it, there's other people looking at it. If you want it, bring the money with you. And I did, signed my lease. And now I'm here and I can't go back even if I wanted to because it's like they sold it. They said they were gonna demolish the whole thing, but it's still standing. They haven't demolished it. Oh my God, how did I forget? How did I forget? The most fucked up thing happened. I thought my entire apartment was gonna explode, like literally explode. Listen, so I was on FaceTime with Tristan. Like, me and my kids are literally just all in bed sleeping together. And I was on FaceTime with Tristan. We were both asleep, but we fell asleep on FaceTime. And then I just hear this like high pitch, like whatever. There was a radiator in there because it's an old ass building. There's 2 radiators, and it was smoking. Like, I woke up and it was like a freaking sauna. It was like so cloudy, I could hardly see in front of me. I woke Tristan up. I was like, hey, like, oh my god, I have to call my mom. I'll call you back. Literally, like, got my kids dressed as fast as I freaking could, got them outside in the car. I was freaking out. Like, literally, I grabbed like Monkey, my kids' Monkey. I will put a picture of them with Monkey. Like, that was from my dad, and the picture of me and my dad from whenever I was really little. Like, I literally thought the place was gonna explode. I walked outside to start banging on people's doors because the neighbor right next to me, like, I went to high school with her and she just had a baby. Like, just had a baby. So I was like, oh my god, like, I have to like tell everyone. And then the fire alarm started going off. Like, it was a whole thing. Like, I like banged on everyone's doors, like, everyone needs to get out. Meanwhile, my kids are in the car with my stepdad, like 4 a.m. It was terrifying. Ended up just like being fine, but I was like, oh my god, like, I was so scared. It was like one of the scariest experiences of my life. And like, for what it's worth, I did good. I did, you know, after I called my mom, I like called the police and they came over and like, I don't know, they fixed it. That is my apartment horror story time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It boosts my chances of popping up in the algorithm. Yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video, do all the things you guys already know. I love you so much from the bottom of my heart and the depths of my soul. Until next time.